In this third video, we're looking towards the west, but very high up in the sky. The stars in this direction are setting, and we are looking very high up. This X at the top of the screen would mark the zenith, the point directly overhead from where you're observing. So we are looking very, very high up in the sky here. And up close to the zenith, we'll notice a bright star. Not the brightest, but definitely noticeable as it's close to the zenith. This is Deneb in Cygnus the Swan, one of the most distant stars that are visible to the naked eye. Exactly how distant we're not so sure, because there is actually a 50% uncertainty in how far away Deneb is, and we'll talk more about the problems with distance determination later on in the course. Lower down in the west at this time will be one of the brightest stars that you can see in the night sky. This is Vega in Lyra the Harp. It's the third brightest star in the northern hemisphere. And if you look at where Vega is and you head, shall we say, away from Deneb, you'll notice a pair of stars here that are part of Lyra the Harp. And right between them, there is a very interesting object that can be seen if you have a good telescope. This is the Ring Nebula, or M57. It's a glowing collection of gas that's left from a dying star. The core collapsed into a white dwarf. The outer layers of the star are drifting off into space and glowing as they're energized from the white dwarf at the center. You can see the white dwarf there, and these are the outer layers of the star. So this is a dying star. A third bright star that you can see fairly high up in the sky is Altair in Aquila the Eagle. And these three bright stars together, Vega, Altair, and Deneb, make up the asterism of the Summer Triangle, which is still, even at this time of year in October, still quite high up in the sky, even though we're not in the summer anymore. There is another asterism that is mostly within the Summer Triangle and is part of Cygnus the Swan. This is the Northern Cross. And the star at the base of the Northern Cross, what makes up the head of the swan, or the base of the Northern Cross, a star called Alberio or Beta Cygni, is a star worth looking at even in binoculars, because it turns out that it's a binary star, but the two stars are different colors, and that's because they are burning at different temperatures. So there's a beautiful blue and gold pair here in Alberio, and you can see these not as spectacular as this, but even in a pair of binoculars. What else can you see high overhead? Well, a little a collection of four stars making up a diamond shape. You can see that, and a fifth star that's almost like a tail hanging off to the side of the diamond. This is Delphinus the Dolphin, a small constellation. It's swimming along the Milky Way because the Milky Way actually passes through the Summer Triangle. So there is Delphinus the Dolphin. Let's take a look at some pictures and see what we can identify. You should be able to find the Summer Triangle here, identify Vega, Deneb, and Altair, identify the Northern Cross, identify Alberio, and Delphinus the Dolphin. Well, here is, if we think this one's the brightest looking of the stars, this is Vega. If it is Vega, then we should be able to find that pair of stars where the Ring Nebula is, and it's back towards Altair. There's that pair of stars. We'd have the Ring Nebula right over here. So down here is Altair. Altair, if you remember the story, was the cowherd star and actually had two children, and his children are seen on either side of him. So we can identify Altair that way. This one over here is Deneb. So we've got the Summer Triangle here. Deneb is also the head of the Northern Cross, and you can see the Northern Cross over here. This is Alberio, the blue and gold pair. That's the base of the cross. And down here you can see the diamond and the tail of Delphinus the Dolphin. Okay. I mentioned light pollution to you. This is a street light shining most of its light, wasting it into the sky. But here is Deneb and Vega with the pair of stars, the Ring Nebula. Here's Altair with the two children, Northern Cross, Albireo, and Delphinus you can just make out lost in the light here. So we'll take a look at one more image. This one is from the country here. This is Deneb. You can see the Northern Cross here. So this star at the base is Albireo. This bright one is Vega. And if we head towards Altair, there's that pair of stars where we'd find the Ring Nebula. There is Altair with the two children and Delphinus the dolphin over here.